Good morning, blue sky. The real Z-Man here. Heading into the weekend. Looks like a lot of you are still out there protesting. I'm watching a few of the videos this morning, and I gotta tell you, you guys are really fucking up here, not even having eye protection. Lots of people screaming, lots of people dancing, lots of people singing. Lots of people running around with megaphones. But nobody has eye protection. I mean, some do, but not many. You are so close to getting shot in the face with a rubber round and getting blinded forever. I don't know what you think you're trying to prove, being a tough guy. We're going to war here if this doesn't change pretty soon. And you're out there dancing around in your pink hats and screaming and yelling like it's a pep rally for a high school game. Unbelievable. I'm going to do a few more of these. Then I might just give up. But I hope somebody out there listens. I hope somebody out there watches this and says, oh shit, he's right. And if you can't afford any gear or anything like that, I know you can afford some eye protection, but if you can't afford a lot of gear, you can improvise. There's a lot of things you can do to make shields. You can make shields out of wood. You can make shields out of skinned metal on wood. You can use motorcycle helmets with visors as your protest helmet. That's an easy one. You should all be dressed in black clothing, in my estimation. You're all individually identified with AI the second you go out there. So they're using your face, they're using your clothes, they're using your shoes, they're using everything they would use like they tried to use to identify that GOP bomber, the black bomber, who nobody wants to take responsibility for. Biden's administration for not finding out who they were and calling off the raid on his house for some reason, probably because he's black. But turns out he's a GOP, so pedo, so GOP-do. So now nobody wants to take responsibility for him there either, so he's just an anomaly. But you know, here's the thing. If you make it easy on them and you get hurt, are we supposed to fucking care? You're a goddamn adult. You know what's up. Why not just put on some clothes that protect you? Get a catcher's vest. Get a lacrosse mask with some eye protection. Get your 3M paint respirator and some painting goggles that don't have ventilation. No ventilation paint goggles. And a 3M respirator, you might actually come out of a tear gassing okay. Why doesn't anybody have any battery-powered weed blowers out there? There should be a bunch of those. They gas you there, you blow that gas right back at them. Not to mention all these tires that are still holding air. You want to stop a squad of cars, there's a lot of ways to do that. So, and this is being said because the courts have ruled that ICE is not able to do these tactics, and yet they continue to do them. They're breaking the law. If a judge rules that you're not allowed to do those tactics and you do those tactics, you are outright breaking the law. You have every right to defend yourself. You have every right to talk about it. You have every right to talk to your friends about it. You have every right to stop it. That's a fact. A federal judge has told them they can't use these tactics. If they continue to use these tactics, you have to adapt and you have to respond. But why don't you have shields? You can't afford a $100 shield that's a non-ballistic shield. You can't afford a $500 shield that is a ballistic shield in the front. All you rich fat cats out there paying for hotels, getting all this Holly Hobby paint from Hobby Lobby to paint your little sign with Trump's stupid face on it. How about you stop wasting everyone's time? Take the money you spend marching your geriatric ass around and outfit a warrior of the resistance with the proper gear so that he can protect himself and not be killed in the streets like a dog. And this doesn't even touch on, like my last video discussed, the presence of acoustical weaponry and green lasers on the battlefield. They have a multi-spectrum, multi-beam green laser machine that they can just run over the crowd and blind you all. You can just order a $50 pair of glasses that prevents against this. You can order a $100 set of headphones that will give a 25 decibel, about a $200 set of headphones. It'll give a 25 decibel white noise barrier. At least that'll buy you some time to take cover. You can type lead soundproofing on the inside of your shield and provide cover for everyone else. They can deploy these weapons from buildings, they can deploy them from the ground, they can deploy them from helicopters. And yet here you all are marching around in your shorts and your t-shirts and thinking this is just going to be okay. Well, one day it's not going to be okay, and it's going to be nothing but a bunch of dead liberals and body bags, just like in Iran. What's it going to take? All black, boots, protection, and don't take your fucking cell phone with you. They are logging everybody's cell phone, and they are sending the fattest fucking ICE agents that can't be out there with all the other fascists abusing you, sending them door to door to scoop you up one at a time. And if they're not doing that like they did to me, they're trying to kill you. I got advised the other day because they had an attempt on my life about 2 weeks ago. And I talked about it on the end of 2 YouTube videos. If you made it this far in my video, you're one of the few that hears it. This is the 3rd time they've tried to kill me. Poison. Breaking into my house. Poison. So, I'm telling you, be careful. But I got contacted and I was told that I could be arrested now because I didn't report a crime. And that's what it is. If they can't get you and they victimize you and you don't report it, they feel like they can arrest you for not reporting a crime now. They want to come talk to you. If they think something's been done to you and it didn't work, the cops want to come fill out a report. And if you do not cooperate, they will take you into custody until you cooperate and hold you till you talk without a warrant. Because now you're guilty of not reporting a crime. The police in certain municipalities, the mega police in certain municipalities, are cooperating with ICE to create these situations. To establish a unit of information for them to work off locally so they can come to your house and get you. Right now, they're trying to almost outright assassinate you in your car. They're trying to get you out on the streets. But it's only a matter of time before they go to the Russian method here and start poisoning us all, or using gas, or putting poison on your door handles. So when you touch it, you die a couple days later, or a week later. There's all sorts of poisons that they use. This is the way the Russians do it. So be careful. Lock your food up like Mel Gibson on Conspiracy Theory. That's what we do now. Didn't learn my lesson the first time, I did the second. Number 1 killer, eye drops in your milk. Hard to trace, easily to explain away. If you don't open it and you don't make it, you don't eat it, that's it. Don't go to restaurants anymore. Don't go anywhere anymore. If you're out there making a difference, you are a legitimate target. They are cataloging you. They are categorizing you. They will kill you if they get the chance. And to all you people with all these videos of people getting dragged out of their car, there's a simple answer that helps you here in this regard. They make a window film. You can put on your car windows, and you can hit it with a sledgehammer a few times. It won't break your side windows out. Now, any of you out there that are Latino, I'm sure you know somebody that puts on window film and window tinting. This is what that guy should be doing for a living right now, is putting on full window shatterproof film on your family's car. And at least this will buy you some time. And it even deflects bullets slightly. So, there's another tactic you can use. Now, if you're going out there and you're protesting and you think you might get arrested, make sure you know who to call to let them know that you're not coming. You might have a kid at home. You might have a pet at home that needs fed. You need to have a backup plan for you going away for a few days, if not forever. You don't want your pets to starve at home. You don't want your kid to starve at home. Shouldn't be leaving your kid alone anyways. But what about the babysitter? What are they going to do? Take care of your kid forever? And also, all of you people out there, I challenge you to tell me which number you'd call. If you don't have it on your phone, if you don't have your phone with you and you don't have access to it. So before you go out there, write the number on a Sharpie on your wrist, who you're going to call. At least something that you'll remember. You know? Write it somewhere on your body. So when you get your phone call, if you get your phone call, you can call them. Be prepared to wipe it off, though, if you think that's the situation. But you better have that number memorized. If you can't memorize, write it on your shoe, write it somewhere else. I mean, you have to know it. I've been in that position before, stuck in jail, trying to figure out who to call. Couldn't remember the number. They're not going to give you a phone book. They're going to do everything possible to deny you due process. That's a fact. If you have to take your cell phone with you and you don't feel comfortable leaving it, get one of them aluminum bags that blocks it. Put it in your pocket then. That way they can't trace you. But right now, a lot of you are doing the wrong thing because you're weakening the resistance by exposing yourself. And you're exposing everyone around you. Because if you know the people with you and you get taken, it's not going to take very much persuasion to get you to spill in the beans. And I'll tell you that right now, none of you are that tough. Maybe a couple of you, but not many. I'm not that tough. You start putting the spurs to somebody, you start getting the water jugs out, they'll get you to talk. So it's really good if you know as little as possible about the people you're with, your partners in the resistance, so you have nothing to tell them. And I wonder about all these protesters as well. How much money are you spending driving there? How much money are you spending at hotels staying in the area? Why aren't you spending that on protection gear? And why don't you just support somebody who's already there? Because the only thing these fucks are going to listen to is the economic forecast. And that is our true power. Now, my plan here is reminiscent of my plan about a year ago. I was one of the first people to beat the wagon and beat the drum about boycotting mega businesses, boycotting mega contractors, boycotting Jeff Bezos, boycotting every business that stands with mega, from Home Depot to Hobby Lobby to the guy down the street with the mega flag that does the roofing. Everybody. By February 14th, we need to stop this economy in its tracks. You need to stop spending. You need to pull some money out. Donald Trump is very close to freezing your bank accounts and taking all your money. That's what they're going to do. Don't you realize that? When they pull your face off the facial ID and they figure out who you are, they're just going to freeze your retirement, your bank accounts, everything. You'll have nothing. You won't be able to pay your bills. This is how they're going to do it. You need to prepay your rent. You need to pull your money out. You need to invest in equipment, protective equipment, and exercise your Second Amendment rights now before they're taken away. If they do the War Powers Act, you will no longer be able to buy guns or ammo. And he's going to do the War Power Act for every state, and he thinks he's going to deploy the regular military. But what he's really going to do when the military balks is he's going to continue to deploy ICE with the military equipment into urban zones, but with open fire approved. They'll be able to use artillery, they'll be able to use grenades, they'll be able to push the local police aside, if not arrest them all, which is what Hitler did, which is what the Russians did. When the Russians took over Poland, they arrested all the police officers and executed them one by one. A team of about 7 guys killed about 13,000 people in 6 days. One by one by one. They put them all in a room. They told them it was all going to be okay. Everything seemed fine. This is just an exercise. This is just a screening to make sure you're okay. And then they would say, Hans, your time's up. We can let you go now. Your family's waiting outside. And they would take him down the hallway and they'd see the light. And right before they got to the end of the tunnel, they'd take an immediate left for processing. They'd walk in, and what was there? A huge wall dug into the hill, covered in I-beams painted red, covered in wooden beams painted red. And they'd push him against the wall, and the door would shut, and there, dressed in full butcher leathers, was this Russian murderer with a pistol who just shot him in the head. Nobody could hear it. They'd drag him out the door, out the light, into the mass grave. Then they'd go again. 24/7 for about 7 days. They killed 13,000 people with Luger pistols. And when he was done, he put all of his pistols back in his bag, and he went back to his apartment in Moscow and lived there until retirement, until the story came out, and then they strangled him in his apartment to get rid of him. This is the fate that awaits you if you get caught, if you get taken. So you need to prevent that. You need to protect yourself. If you get hit with a sonic weapon, you will be incapacitated and you will be helpless. That is a fact. It's time to stop playing around. It's time to coordinate our colors. Everybody in black, everybody with masks, everybody in protective gear. You need to plan on not doing anything after the 14th. The 14th is V-Day, Victory Day over the fascists. Stock up your food, stock up your water, prepare your car, get your money out. If we don't end this now, it might never end. It might never end. This is our last shot, people. Trump is imminently discussing attacking NATO. That's a fact. He's talking about going to war with Iran, NATO, Colombia, Cuba, Mexico. He's talking about letting China have Taiwan. He's talking about giving up on Ukraine. My brothers and sisters in Ukraine that are here in America, let that sink in. He wants to trade the Ukraine for Venezuela, like it's a little chip he can just swap with Putin. You're completely irrelevant to him, all of you. You mean nothing. He hates you. You're poor. He hates his base. They're poor. It's just the technocratic elite like him and Elon and all these other billionaire fucks that look at us just as food for them to gorge themselves on. Little tiny cash cows that keep producing for them. If you work for Elon, if you work for these guys, you're part of it. You need to quit. You need to quit now. You need to find another job, and you need to do something on your way out the door that shows how disappointed you are. A nice big note or something else. Because the time is coming to where we will have very limited options to buy anything, to do anything, to even exist. And every communication, including this video right here, is being scooped up by the government, by the Russian government, by ICE intelligence, and they're looking at it and they're thinking, man, we better do something quick or they're going to get onto this. And that's the truth. So stop with the memes and start going to the bank and taking your money out, because February 14th is the day we shut it down. We stay at home. We don't go anywhere. The economy will start to falter on day 3. Don't go to work. Don't go to work. If you can not go to work and not have it hurt somebody, if you're a caregiver, you're at the hospital, I would say go to work. But if you're a bus driver, or you're a cashier, or you're a dishwasher, or any one of the multitude of jobs that keep this nation going, you need to stay at home. You need to stay at home. You need to tell your boss you're sick. You need to tell your boss you're sick of it. And you're staying home till Trump's gone. This is the only way we're going to win. This is our last play before they deploy military-type weaponry on the civilian population. If we can hobble the economy right now, and the Democrats in power right now can end the funding for the military so they are not even getting their paychecks, and there is no funding, they shut the government down like they should have left it shut down the first time. Shut it down. Shut it down now until he is removed from office. Trump gets impeached, Vance gets impeached, Johnson gets impeached, and then we find a moderate Republican to lead until the midterms. Or maybe a couple years after that, depending on what he does. This is our only shot. February 14th, V-Day. Mark it on your calendar. You got about 28 days. 28 days to make all the moves you're going to make. You need to get extra medication. You need to get extra ammunition. You need to get a gun if you don't have one already, because it's your legal right to own a gun. Joe Biden knew it 10 years ago and everyone laughed at him. Are you laughing now? Every house should have a shotgun. It's time to reinforce your doors. It's time to put film on your windows. It's time to have an escape plan of where you're going to go if things get bad, because they'll just blockade the highways and trap you. Do you have a cabin in the woods? Do you have an aunt in Kansas? What is your plan? Don't share it. Don't talk about it with anyone. Don't text it to anyone. Just write it down on a piece of paper so you have it in your head. February 14th, V-Day. Remember that. The day we defeat the fascists. Good luck out there, everyone. This is The Real Z-Man. We'll talk to you soon.